And go.
6 weeks out, about, give or take. How do you feel?
I feel great. Everything is going along as planned, and I'm finishing up my camp in Chicago, and then next weekend I'm going to drive out to Miami and do my last month out there.
Yeah. The last time you and I talked, you knew this fight was going to be the fight, but it wasn't announced yet. And take us through the emotions of what it was like when you finally got that call and you knew that he was good to go. He was finally healthy enough to do this, and where you were going to be on a huge card in the summer.
I've actually known I was going to fight him for a while. They wanted me to keep it quiet because of the rehab he was going through. He kind of had a reoccurring injury again, and they had to put it off. But I knew about maybe 2 weeks after my fight with Coke that it was going to be with Korean Zombie. I just had to keep quiet about it. So it was the only fight that I wanted, the only fight that I would have taken because the UFC holds him in high regard. I think that he's the last guy I'm going to have to go through before hopefully I could solify a title shot.
They
for
told
myself.
You that for sure? That
No.
he's the last guy you're going to have to go through?
No.
And you haven't. At this point,
No, I'm not thinking about it. Korean Zombie is somebody that you don't want to look past, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna concentrate on him right now and worry about what happens after the fight.
Why do you think they hold him in such high regard? Obviously, he's a very good fighter, but like you said, Dana wears his shirt sometimes to the weigh-ins and stuff, and you can tell they definitely really like this guy.
Yeah, I think it's just because of his style. He puts on exciting fights. He's always going forward. He's always looking for a knockout, and after his fight with Leonard Garcia, he kind of blew up. And I think that's why they kind of hold him in that high regard. But I'm going to try and change Dana's mind after this fight, maybe get him to wear a Bully t-shirt.
And so far, what fight do you think most defines you? If we had to show somebody just one of your fights, which one would you like us to show them?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I think maybe my fight with Cub, the emotional state I was in, my head wasn't even in there to fight. I lost a family member a week out from that fight, and I was at the funeral the day before the weigh-ins, and then I went, from the cemetery to the airport to go cut weight. And I think just, I was put in a lot of bad positions in that fight and fought through it and came out on top. So I think that fight defines me. It shows the heart that I have.
What are your thoughts on Anthony Pettis coming down to fight Aldo?
It was something that I was pretty pissed off about for about a day, and I'm not mad at him or anything. He went through his own things at lightweight. He was promised a title shot a couple times and, had it taken away, so I understand he was just trying to look out for himself and his career. I wish they would have given it to me, though,
Well, somebody had already asked that, but what do you think in this fight that you would need to do to really put your stamp on it to maybe get that shot?
I think that I got to go out there and I got to finish this fight. I got to finish the Zombie and put him away.
You've had the 4 fights and won over several top competitors, including Hiyoki. What do you think is the difference that would really, bring you out as far as putting your name out there more often? Like, let's say Anthony Pettis, he texts Dana, he gets the fight, he's more of a name. What do you think you need to do to make your name really, really out there so that you do get that fight?
In the past, I've been very reserved and very quiet and kind of soft-spoken, and I think I need to speak up for myself a little more now and let people know what I want. I think that's going to make the major difference.
You're not the only guy that says that, by the way. I mean, we've talked to guys all the time that say that. So if it's not in your nature to do that, how do you do that? And I talked to Darren Elkins about it too. He's like, look, man, I'm just a dude from the Midwest. I'm just a blue-collar guy. I'm not Chael.
Right.
But I should be Chael. How do you just become Chael?
I don't know. I think he's got a team of writers for him, doesn't he? I don't think he comes up with all that stuff by himself, but I'll try. I'm not the type of guy that's going to go out there and talk trash and make up all these fabricated beefs with my opponents and stuff like that. Hopefully they'll see the results through my fights and give me credit for that.
That's the only way you're going to get noticed. I mean, because you've been doing it inside the octagon. But do you really feel that that's what you have to do?
I think that this fight, after winning this fight, who else is there left? You know what I mean? What other top contender is there? I think this fight will solidify me as the number 1 contender.
What if Pettis actually does beat Aldo? Would that be disappointing for you, having maybe waited to face Aldo, that Pettis gets the belt and you go up against him maybe?
Yeah, I thought about that, and being the guy to beat Aldo would be the best, you know what I mean? He's, as far as being a champ, he's one of the best champs out of all of them. He's such a dominating athlete, and I'd love to be the guy to beat him. So if Pettis does it before me, I'll be a little disappointed, but as long as I get the chance to fight Pettis for the belt if he wins, then I'll be happy.
A little little Chicago-Milwaukee rivalry going on there if that happens.
Again. Yeah, I just did it with his teammate Coke. Yeah. So.
How would you feel about that? I mean, they would have 10 weeks worth of preparation for you already in that camp.
I don't know. It's whatever. As long as I get that chance to fight for the strap, I don't care who it's against.
Thanks, Ricardo.